You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your early edition spoilers for January 8th through 12th on the NBC Peacock streaming soap opera. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. And now we're going to dig in. And as usual, you guys know that I give you a rundown of the rest of the week of spoilers just to give you context for what is happening next week. So Wednesday, January 3rd, we've got Holly still in the hospital, still on the ventilator. Nicole is there at her bedside, just worried sick that she's about to lose another child. EJ continues his nasty confrontation with Stefan. Of course, he knows Stefan has been running drugs out of the bistro because Stefan told him, which was a dumb move to make, as Ava warned him. And ace reporter and editor of The Spectator, Everett Lynch, walks up on them. And that's a pretty interesting development because he has been very keen to work on this drug story. Chad and Julie talk about loss and how to move forward because he's lost Abby and now he's lost Stephanie, and Julie's lost so many people that she loves over the years. Sloane is trying to get Leo's spending habits under control because she cannot afford to keep him to the style that he has become accustomed to. On Thursday, January 4th, Abe apologizes to Paulina for not being able to do the deed with her. Brady Black is very upset, and John Black reassures him. So we've got Tate confessing to things that aren't true because he's trying to save Brady, who is confessing to things. Tate won't back down. There's no real proof against Brady, so it's all going to fall on Tate. This is all very, very upsetting. And Chanel and Johnny hit the sheets as they celebrate New Year's Eve, but she's a little anxious since it's been a minute since they've been together. Friday, January the 5th. So we have Tate arrested, and then he makes bail, and then EJ has Tate's bail revoked, and everybody is completely stunned. It looks like that Justin may initially be his lawyer. There's some spoilers for next week that have me a little confused on exactly who's representing him. So also Tate is terrified because EJ has revoked the bail and he is charging him as an adult and sending him to Statesville prison. You know, prison that's full of big, horrible guys like Clyde Weston, and you're going to send this 17-year-old pretty boy there just because EJ has decided he is going to punish him. Teresa and Brady tried to comfort Tate, but there's not much they can say. In a recent interview, Dan Feuerriegel talked about how EJ DiMera is behaving right now, and how he's behaving is he can't save Holly. That's up to the doctors and, you know, medical science and all that. But what he can do for Nicole is make people pay. He can keep busy by ruining lives. And that's exactly the phrase he uses. He said he's going to go out and try and ruin their lives. And you know, I think it was interesting that Rafe mentioned when Brady was like, oh, I fell off the wagon, I'm dealing drugs, whatever. And he was like, oh, well, if we do a drug test, are we going to find anything? Okay, so by the same token, shouldn't they do a drug test on Tate Donovan? It seems like he should have some kind of drugs in his system if he is what EJ says, some kind of druggie. There should be weed, there should be opioids, there should be something illegal, but I don't think that kid has done anything. I don't even think he's taken a drink at all. And in fact, I think EJ is more to blame for Holly's crisis than Tate is, because EJ was the one who invited Nicole to leave town on her daughter's birthday on Christmas, while this teenager, and you know, teenage girls can be fragile anyway, teenage boys too, all teenagers really, I mean, we all remember, but fragile anyway because all this upheaval in her life, and then she lost a little brother, and it's like, oh, let's leave her alone on Christmas and on her birthday. I mean, horrible horrible, horrible step parenting. That's all I have to say about that. Xander asks Sarah to move in with him, and I'm very excited about that. And Wendy Shin packs her bags to go to China, but Tripp tells her he can't go. Of course, he's worried about his mom, Ava. He feels like she's neck deep in with the Vitalis. And of course, she is, because she had to call her cousin to help clean up Clyde's messy, tainted drug mess. Other undated spoilers for this week: a grandparent finally sees a grandchild. I think Maggie might come up to see Holly. She just hasn't seen her since the recast. It's a weird spoiler. Somebody wants to infiltrate the Salem drug scene. I feel like this is probably going to be Everett, after he overheard Brady and EJ and Stefan arguing. And lots of people have affection for someone in trouble. Could be Tate, could be Holly. And of course, we have the whole Brady confessing that already happened. Now, the week of January 8th through 12th. So Tripp expected that Wendy was going to get on the plane and head to China, and he was upset that he wasn't going to get to go with her. But then he sees, oh, okay, she's still in Salem next week. So I wonder if she didn't come back to the apartment. Is she going and hanging out with Melinda Trask? I don't even know. It seems like if she decided to stay, that Tripp should have been her first call, right? And Alex protects Teresa when Brady comes by to visit. That's very strange, given the whole thing where Alex is basically saying to Teresa, oh, maybe Tate was involved, and she gets really, really upset at him. So I do think what Brady has a legit right to be upset about is that Teresa was lying to Marlena and throwing Brady under the bus. She knows Brady was lying to try and save Tate, but she spread those lies as if they were truth to Marlena. All she had to do was keep her fat mouth shut, but Teresa is trouble with a capital T, and she can't stop herself. And it's a good thing that Alex is protecting her, because Brady might have choked the life out of her if not. We've got Kristen DiMera back next week, y'all, and she is furious at Brady, and it happens in front of Marlena. And I feel like it ties back to this vague spoiler that we have for the week of January 8th, because that spoiler says a parent misses a chance with one child because of what's happening with another. So remember, Brady was complaining that Kristen had kept Rachel away from him at Christmas. And I think that Kristen is going to give Brady a chance to see Rachel, but then he's maybe not going to show up for it because he is dealing with his Tate crisis. And Kristen's going to unload in front of Marlena. And Tate has to deal with Brady and Teresa. Looks like they're going to show up at Statesville to see him. Alex fires Justin, and I didn't know if that was somehow Justin representing Tate or Justin doing work for Titan. But Alex has been awful to his father, and of course we all know that is his real father. He has let this power go to his head. It's like he's channeling Victor Kiriakis at this point. There is an argument the week of January 8th also between Nicole and EJ, and it is about her relationship with Eric. What I think is happening is while EJ is off ruining lives, Eric is probably there with Nicole at Holly's bedside praying for his ex-stepdaughter to wake up from this coma. So I think the problem is that Eric is going to be more present in the way that Nicole needs a man to be, and EJ is off trying to burn people down because that's how EJ does. We have another spoiler. It says another grandparent finally sees a grandchild. I don't know if John may go to Statesville to see Tate. And again, this is just grandparents who haven't seen grandchildren since they've been sourced and recast. It's really weird. Two people keep not running into each other next week, and that should be Everett and Jada, or Bobby as she calls him. Maybe he's also a secret twin. I don't know. and someone has answers about the past but isn't talking, and that may be Constantine about the pawn. That is all of the early weekly spoilers I have for you guys so far. I am so excited to be able to talk to you guys every day about Days of Our Lives, and we are here doing it 7 days a week. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. I appreciate my subscribers. Thank you. Come back soon. I love talking days, like I said, and everything's heating up. Ron Carlovati is setting up 2024 in a good way. I'm excited, and I'm especially excited to see what happens next week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.